All right, all right, all right, all right. I got a little dance this morning or this afternoon. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, DMP Speaks, and welcome to Speak Out Loud Radio Show on Fire. Let me say it again, Fire 716 Radio. I'm so glad to be with you all on this afternoon. I hope that you guys are staying safe. This is the beginning of the year. It is a wonderful time to be alive. This is the year of the worker. That is my theme for this year. It's about working. It's not about hustling anymore. We did the hustling when we were younger. It's time to grind. That grind is every single day. Every single day of your life, you got to figure out how can you make your life better, not just in finances, but in your relationships and your family. And that's what we're going to talk about on today. Talking about today how to build strong families. I need you guys to do me a favor on my social media platforms. Please share this with someone. I need you to share this particular show because this is one of my more important ones. Not the other one. It's not saying that the other ones were not important, but this particular one is important because we coming down to your house. We coming and we sitting at your table. We care. We coming and trying to get a little bit of chicken and fried chicken and collard greens because we're going to talk about family. We talking about after we go to work and go to school and do all these wonderful things in this world, we want to make sure that your families are strong. So, where I want to take this on this afternoon is I want to talk about just really quickly what happened, and we all know we've seen it on ESPN, CNN, all of that. Bills safety Damar Hamlin when he collapsed past Monday when they were facing the Cincinnati Bengals, and let's be honest, those first 10 or so minutes were very painful to watch and to see. Now, you might say, what in the world does this have to do with building strong families? The topic, DMP Speaks. Well, I'm about to tell you. Just give me a second. But I want to encourage you to just get an understanding. This young man, I think he's about 24, 23, 24. He's been through some really hard situations. I mean, he almost lost his life, but we as believers, ones that are Christians and we're believers, we thank God that because of the prayers that we had, there was a miracle that happened for this young man, and not just for this young man, but for his family, for his mom, his dad, his little brother. And that's exactly what happened. The feeding tube is out. He's talking with his fellow players, his friends, and especially his family. And if you are a believer, we all know that God is good and continue to pray for him. But there was a big interest that I had, and of course, with his health and him not even getting back on the field, but just living, right? That's what it's all about, him just living. I took an interest in Damar's family, his family dynamic. I paid attention to his mom, Nina, and his dad is named Mario. I didn't get to get his name, his little brother's name, but that family dynamic. Now, he's been through a very tumultuous situation, falling out after a legal hit. That's what I'm going to put it like that. It was a legal hit. I don't believe that the other player did any dirty play. You know, you have your opinions about what you've seen, but I seen just a regular hit. But the impact, of course, we seen what it unfolded on the field. But what my concern was, what I seen wasn't so much a concern. Well, yes, it was. If I could put it like that, if I could be transparent, the concern that I seen was a lot of families are not built like what I've seen when it comes to Damar's family. If we could just be honest, not saying that there are not a lot of families, but it's not a lot of families that are shown this when adversity comes, especially in our community, especially in the Black community. Now, I'm talking to all of you. I don't care what color you are, but I'm talking about the Black community. We don't see that a lot. I was fortunate to have and blessed and graced, let me put that as well, to have a mother, to have a father, to have a sister, even though my father and my sister are going to be with the Lord. The way that my parents taught me and raised me, and my sister was like my second mom. The way that she raised me is I'm the byproduct of what they gave me when I was younger. And it wasn't just them taking me to church, it was the home life, it was the conversations at home, it was around the dinner table when I'm sitting with my father having these wonderful conversations. So when he died, I was sad to see him go because, I don't care how old I get, when you have a great relationship with your father or father figure, nobody can replace that, right? So it took me a long time to get over that or deal with it. My point is, when I seen the family dynamic that DeMar had with his family, I mean, rallying the troops around him, having other people praying, the uncle there, it's a strong bond. I'm not saying that they haven't went through anything, right? But there was such a strong bond that I seen. I wanted to talk about it on the radio show today because we need to build stronger families. I'll say it again. We need to build stronger families. We need to build our family. I'm still building. I have my son, but I'm trying to have more children with my wife. But we have, before the children come, we have a certain dynamic. Now, did I have that when I first started, even though I was taught what a family looks like? No, I had to figure it out on my own. And some of you have to do that. You're going to face some adversities in your family. Let me just tell you, you're going to face some things that are hard, right? But that's what strong families, that's how you build a strong family. You figure it out. Even though that family faced hardships, like DeMar's father, I did a little research. His father, did some things, they grew up kind of hard, right? So there are some things that the father, Mr. Mario Hamlin, he did, right? Spent some time in prison, but he committed himself back to his family. When he got himself together, let me make this clear. When he got himself together, he got his mind together. He got his thoughts together. It didn't happen overnight, but he said, I got this son. I got this wife. I need, whatever I did is what I did. I need to make better choices now. There are certain things I need to change. And I'm talking to every brother out there that got a child or children, or you're married, or you're with your I won't say baby mom, I don't like hearing that. Your child or your children's mother. Because that's who she is, right? I don't care what you have done, bro. It's your responsibility. It's not somebody else's. It's your responsibility, no matter what you have done, to take care of your family. I know I'm going to get in trouble for this, Big Frank, but we have to have these conversations about building strong families because, brother, it starts with you. I can't get no amen on that because I'm here by myself. But I know y'all feeling what I'm saying. It starts with the male. And then I'm going to say this. Even if the male is not in the home, even if you're not with the mother, I know I'm about to get in trouble, you still have to find a way to be cordial with that mother for your child or children. Even though you might not physically live in that home, you should be seeing them. You should be spending some time with them. You should be calling them. You should not call them because there is child support situations. Okay. Ooh, I'm hitting Frank. I might have to get off the radio. This might be my last telecast today because I'm saying something I know it hurt. But brothers, I'm not coming down on you, but I've seen it too much. We got to stop making excuses. Let's move on because I ain't trying to get in the fight after the radio show. I'm just joking with y'all, but I'm serious about what I'm saying. Right? DeMar's parents, they faced a lot of hardships, but they figured it out. You know how they figured it out? They figured it out with time. You have to put some time, some sweat equity into your family. Sometimes you got to remove your boys And ladies, sometimes you got to remove your girls so that you can build the family dynamic back up. So maybe some of you, if I could slow it down for a moment, maybe some of you haven't had the opportunity to have a father and a mother in the home, right? And you missed out on what it feels like to have, I won't say use the word real family, but have that family dynamic. Because you could have stayed with grandma and grandma. I'm telling you, these grandmas and grandpas, but especially these grandmothers, they are incredible. Okay, because they're raising their children's children, right? They're trying to live their life, but they have a love for their children's children, and they're doing double duty. So shout out to the grandmothers all over the world. But I'm telling you from experience, having to raise, can I say this? Yeah, because it's true, because it's my reality. Raising somebody else's child, because my son, he's my son. I didn't biologically make him, but he is my baby boy. If somebody asks me how many children do you have, I said one right now because that is my son. But raising somebody else's child is not easy. But we had to figure it out. But I took some time to build the relationship between me and my son. So now he's 14. I've been in his life since he's been 3.5. And now he's 14, almost going on 15. I can say we have built a family dynamic with him and my wife, his mother, to the place that I'm happy of what I was able to accomplish. And I want you to know that you can do the same thing, but we got to be consistent. I found myself sometimes not being as consistent because I'm trying to build the business. I'm doing ministry at the church. I'm playing all these places. I'm going out of town, but I wasn't spending time with my son. I wasn't spending time with my wife like I was supposed to, right? Like I was called to. But I started realizing, okay, you could do all these things, you could help all these people, and you could pour into them. But if you're not pouring into your own family, well, then what you're saying is null and void. So I had to make a decision. And these people are very important, but is my family less important than them? No. So when I made that adjustment, our family went to a whole nother level, talking about certain things. I don't want to get off the topic, but this has to be in the topic because building strong families, you got to strategize. You got to figure out what's going to work for your family. And once you get that strategy for your own particular family, then you got to execute that plan. See, strategy and execution, excuse me, it's just not for business. You need a strategy for your family. You need a strategy for your marriage. You need a strategy for where you're going. And once you get that strategy, you have to be able to execute that plan. So my question is, ma'am, sir, what is your strategy and your plan for your family? Because it just can't be making money or working 9 to 5. And I'm not down to anybody. But what is that next step? What is that next step that y'all have to go to? Right? Like I said, the father is one of the most important pieces, but we need the mothers. We need both of you. Right? But the father is supposed to set the tone. If the father is there, whether he's in the house or not, but he should be able to set the tone with the children, have that good communication and that healthy communication. See, the family dynamic is hard when you first start out. When you haven't had that blueprint, you didn't grow up on it, but you have the opportunity now. You don't want to waste this opportunity not to build your family, right? This is the part that is so crucial. Communication. And I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I think I have to bring it in right now. Communication is one of the most crucial pieces that needs to be there, but it is lacking because we don't talk enough. We don't talk enough like we should. We don't spend the time that we should. We got to make some changes. I know you're trying to get the bag, but I'd rather have the bag, right? But I'd rather have my family than just having the bag. Because if I get the bag, who am I going to share it with? I'm going to share it with my family. So I want to make sure that my wife feels secure. I want to make sure that my son feels secure. I want to make sure that they know I'm grinding, not hustling. I'm grinding for them because in between me grinding, I want to make sure how is school going. Babe, how's work going? How are you feeling? I'm gonna be taking some time off so I can spend with you and spend with him and spend with each other because it's important. And the reason why I'm going into this, because I only got a few more minutes, I want to talk about how you can build your that strong family. And we already kind of talked about it. I'm gonna come back to communication in just a moment. But before I go any further, listen, if you feel like this is hitting you today and you're like, DNP speaks. Now, I love every other segment that you had, but this one about building strong families, I didn't have it like that. I just didn't. It was just me and my mom, right? My dad was somewhere else or whatever that happened, what happened. But my mom was my rock. Well, that's your family. If it's just you and your mom or you and your grandmother, that's your family. So don't get me wrong. The father should be there, but if the father's not, I'm giving a shout out to all these strong women that do double duty, working 9 to 5, cooking, cleaning, getting the clothes, getting the sneakers, spending time doing the homework. I salute you because you did double duty. But what I want to put out is I want to encourage the fathers. I want to encourage the men that are there to not just step up, step in. Because we can talk about stepping up. You need to step up for your child. That's good and dandy. Once you step in, because once you step in the home, once you make time to go see your child, even if you don't live in the same city, make a sacrifice. And my next thing that I want to talk about really quickly is consistency, right? Everybody has to buy into the family structure. Everybody. Mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, whoever is in your immediate family. You got to buy into that, right? And you got to learn how to be close to one another. You got to move as my mama said, the isms and the schisms. You got to take time to figure out things that just don't happen overnight, right? The process doesn't happen overnight. The family is not lovey-dovey overnight. It takes work. Let me say it again. It takes work to be mentally and emotionally strong in a family, to build a family. It takes work, but it is doable. It's doable. You might feel like you're doing everything and building this family blindfolded because, again, you might not have had the example growing up. But then I feel like you were graced to have this wonderful opportunity to build your own, doing things that you didn't get an opportunity to. Now you have the chance to do it for your own kids. Take trips, spend time playing games. Do I like playing games all the time? No, I ain't gonna lie. But if it's gonna make my wife happy, if it's gonna make my son happy, I just do it. I grumble a little bit. They'll tell you, but I'll eventually do it. Because when I see their smile, when they smile and I'm involved and I turn my phone over to show them I'm paying attention, I want to know that I'm in tune. So it takes that consistency. Now, let's be honest. Let's keep it a buck. You're gonna go and get in some arguments. You're gonna be frustrated. It's gonna be some kind of I won't even say it's deception, but somebody's going to do something that you're not going to like. They're going to get on your nerves. Lord knows it just happens. It comes with the territory, Big Frank. And you're going to fight. But after you fight, after you're so frustrated, you got to figure it out. The reason why a lot of families fail is because the family is not taking enough of time with their children to put in the real work. I know this is deep today, but it's just what it is. They are providing, but sometimes you gotta make a little bit of sacrifice. If you see that your family is lagging or lacking, not in finances and clothes and material things, those good things you have to provide, right? But those things of the self-care and mental stability and emotional stability, That's just what comes with the territory, everybody, because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take all of you. It's going to take your effort. It's going to take your love. It's going to take your compassion and passion for your family. And it's going to take some privacy. You got to keep people out your business. Woo, I know this is hot today. This is why we on Fire 716, because this conversation is hot. If you want to talk about, I have a few more minutes. Listen, if you want to call in real quick. 716-371-1903 extension 1. That's again, that's 716-371-1903 extension 1. Listen, you don't want to miss this topic. You know what? I'm going to have to do a part 2 to this. I think I'm going to bring somebody on air as a special guest. I ain't going to tell you who it is, but I feel like this is a conversation that needs to continue. Maybe a part 3 and maybe a part 4, because we got to start building our families back up. It is something that we have to do. And you know what? Let me say this too. To build a strong family, you got to listen. Sometimes you got to be quiet and you got to listen. Even as a man, it's hard because I got that Pinkston testosterone. You gonna listen to me, but you know what? A wise man will take counsel from the right person. Not everybody, because I don't take counsel for everybody. But my wife is saying something, okay. I don't mean I'm gonna do it right then and there, but I'm like, you know what? Let me listen to what she's saying, because she's a woman of wisdom. You want to be able to have wisdom with building this family, because everybody's dynamic is different. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody has different jobs. Everybody has different, like, okay, for instance, whether y'all know this or not only am I a speaker and a musician and all this stuff, I wash dishes. I wash clothes. I sweep. I mop. I fold clothes. I do yard work. I counsel if I need to. I'm goofy. I'm a holistic parent and husband because I do it all. It's not that my wife don't. She's an amazing wife, amazing mother. But my father taught me, you don't wait on your mom. You do what you need to do. My father cooked. My father put things together that need to be done. Now, he might not did everything that I did because he come from a different generation, right? I don't believe in my wife doing everything and me just sitting back, oh, because I'm the man. When you the man, you help out. I know that's another segment for another day. I'm definitely think I'm about to get jumped today, bro, because I'm bringing that fire. But last thing is, and I'm going to get off of here. Some of you need some guidance. Your family, you're disconnected from your child or your children. You're trying to figure out how can we bring this connection back. I want you, and you really want to build this family, but just having some trouble. I want you to go to one of my social media outlets on YouTube, Facebook, both of my Facebook pages and my Instagram. If you are ready for your family to do better, if you really want to rebuild a better family, a stronger family, I want you to inbox me even right now, and I will send you a personal message offline, and we will talk about how to reconnect your family so that your family can not only be better, but win, not just in 2023, but to build for the future for the rest of your lives. Listen, thank you so much for your time on today. I really appreciate it. Now, one thing that I always say, and I got to say this, right? I just got to say it. You know what that is? Let's go get it, y'all. Peace.